Hi, my name is Jan. I run mellosakicc over on Tumblr, and this is my first attempt at creating Sims videos, but believe it or not, based on how heinous this voiceover is likely going to be, it is not my first time making YouTube videos in general. I've been playing The Sims for many years and creating content for many years, but I've never had a computer that could do both without, as the French say, bricks until now. So you all have poverty to thank for saving you from my lovely personality and dashing wit for this long, but your piece is over because I figured it out. This 2-trailer build is going to be part of a Let's Play I have planned following my OC band called Dethroned, which is going to take a minute to get up and running because I want to overhaul the entire save file by hand. Probably like everybody who's ever done a Let's Play ever, but I'm gonna succeed. But that just means you're going to get to see a ton of speed builds and maybe some creative sim makeovers in the meantime, because I do want to make all the Sims over to be more metalhead and goth. So if you're interested in what you see here and that sounds interesting to you, then subscribing would be kind of cool, if you ask me. This trailer belongs to my sim Josephina Palmer, or more like her older sister Carmen. Josephina is the soon-to-be vocalist of Dethroned, which is a black and doom metal band based out of the trailer right next door. How convenient. It's almost as though it were planned by some more sentient being. I barely qualify as sentient, so maybe I shouldn't say that. That build video is coming soon, probably. Josephina's the intelligent but unapplied type, with her general interest being more so in instigating fights both in person and online. Some might refer to her as a troll and generally hateful human being, however, I consider her a jack of all trades with many transferable skills. And after being kicked out of Foxbury's dormitories for starting one too many unconsensual sparring matches, so to speak, she's found herself rooming with her sister Carmen instead in her trailer alongside Carmen's boyfriend Hugo. As such, she doesn't have a whole lot of her own belongings with her anymore, and honestly, she didn't really have that many to start with. Josephina is the kind of person that could have 3 band shirts for the rest of her life, and she would be happy with that. Now, there is a second trailer on this lot. For now, that one is empty, and I made it up so it kind of resembles when you try to peek inside of a house you don't yet have access to in the game, which is a complete lie. I actually just put the flooring and walls down, paused, and went, why the I do that? I'm not going to put anything in here. But retroactively, that sounded like a pretty convincing explanation, didn't it? I'm not sure what I'll do with it during the actual series. Maybe when Josephina hits a goal of some sort, I'll let her move into it instead of sleeping on her sister's couch. But this lot was way too big without a second trailer on it, and there wasn't a lot of other places that I wanted to put this lot. I don't have for rent, so unless I find a mod that does similar things, it's probably just gonna sit empty for now. I think it looks better this way, and I don't mind having it there. Carmen and Hugo, of course, have the master bedroom here, which you'll see at the end of this video, and even though it's simple, I quite like it. I like how this whole build came out, honestly. I used to be the kind of builder that rarely made an actually functional lot due to how much decor I like to use, and after a long time of barely playing this game, and not to mention back when I used to build that way, I rarely played the game to start with, I just preferred to build things. I've come back a changed man with far less patience. I've found that I prefer making things functional right out the gate, even if they're a little barren for my tastes. You also notice that I'm using a bit of CC in this building, and I used to use a ton of CC, but I try to keep my CC folder light nowadays, so that's another reason I don't really build that way anymore. For the most part though, I'm 2 inches away from a life-ruining crash out at essentially all times these days, so if I sit down to play this game and my sim says that they can't get in the bed, it's not improbable that I just up and delete the entire game right then and there. As for the other sims, Carmen is likely not the decorator between this couple. Maybe a few things here and there were her doing, but for the most part, I think it was all Hugo. One of the few things that I think was Carmen's fault is the woodworking table in the kitchen, and it's the Sims, so it doesn't matter. And accepting that fact has freed my soul. But sometimes I step back and think to myself, imagine eating sawdust in your cereal every morning. Yum yum. Carmen can fling wood chips everywhere while Hugo bakes a cake. It's every couple's dream setup. Carmen's the more grounded and hands-on one, apart from the woodworking table in the kitchen. Her and Josephina's parents weren't the best growing up, so she spent most of her life raising her sister and putting food on the table, especially after she adopted Josephina legally when she turned 18. I've currently got her set up as a gardener, but I'm not too dead set on that career for her. I think it's more of an in-between job because she's got bigger dreams that she just can't achieve. Meanwhile, Hugo's the artistic type. I've got him in a customer service job right now. I think it's the tech career's first level, and ideally I want him to get to be like like a programmer, but I can't go without saying, as classic as a frog on a lily pad, I'm an artist that can't get a job either, so I'm allowed to make that joke, alright? Let me live. He works full-time though, and he's secretly saving up money so Carmen can get a degree, since she spent so much of her own money helping Josefina pay for hers that her education just kind of fell to the wayside. Which goes... well, you'll have to watch the series to find out. This speed build came out way shorter than I thought it was going to be, so let me know if this is going by too fast or if it's going by too slow. I was physically restraining myself from making a bunch of unique custom content for every lot and character in this world, and then I went and didn't even use the CC that I downloaded for this lot specifically, so I guess it's a good thing that I've practiced a little self-discipline. There's 4 other main characters in this Let's Play, 3 of which are part of Dethroned alongside Josefina, and those speed builds will be out eventually, okay? Don't ask me no personal, like, when are you gonna post those? Because I don't know. I don't know. I tend to be wishy-washy with my interest in making videos, so with this channel, I'm honestly just trying to accommodate myself a lot more and have fun, more so than I worry about the algorithm or getting views or having a regular schedule. I just hope that it kind of helps me stick with uploading to this channel a lot more. If people like what I post, then I'll probably try to post more often and more regularly, but for right now, we're just flying by the sack of our balls, so to speak. I may not post regularly, but I'll be saying some in every narration, you can be certain of that. After the characters' houses are done, I've got my eyes set on Newcrest. I need to build the bar that 2 of the main characters work in because it's pretty central to the story. I do have a general outline and some goals for it, but otherwise I'm kind of just going to see where the Let's Play takes me. In Newcrest, I want to put in some family homes and businesses, maybe a little public park with a pool in it, and that really big lot there is. I know I definitely want a record store and a thrift store, but if you have suggestions of builds you'd like to see or ideas you think would be neat to put into Newcrest or any of the other worlds, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll use some of your ideas for the series. I think that could be really fun. I have a handful of the packs. I mean, you might notice what I have based on what I have in the build buy catalog. We're not going to talk about Wicked Whims. That was a moment of silence for us to acknowledge that we're not going to talk about it, but I have a handful of worlds and I'm thinking about, moving some households out, putting some new lots in, trying to vary up the lot types because there's so many households, but I really prefer to have a lot more stores and public places and things like that in my game. As we come to the end here, I gotta do the usual YouTube, so please forgive me, but please listen to it. Like the video if you liked it, leave a comment if you've got a comment, check out my Tumblr if you like metal and you play The Sims. I've got all kinds of alternative custom content. I have been making it for like 5 years, so if you want it, I likely have it. Just gonna have to search the blog because I'm scared of making a downloads page, considering the amount of things that I have. And if you watch this far into the video, then you're better than 99.9% of people based on the numbers that I've seen on other videos on YouTube, so just pat yourself on the back and go home knowing that you're a better person than everybody else. Isn't that heartwarming? I'll see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen!